Hello, everybody. This is gonna be the first thing you'll ever hear from this. Yeah. So what you're getting into right now is a little fan story of mine of how I want the Five Nights at Freddy's movie to be. And now this is my personal vision. If you don't like anything, think it's cringy, and just don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It's probably not for you. But if you stick around, I want to thank you for that. And that's what I want to say before you get into this. And also, I can't do my full potential, like some of the stuff in here. If I could act it out in real life, I think it would be way better and convey way more emotion. But it's harder because, I have no money. And so I've resorted to me telling you the story I wrote down, and with pictures and music in the background. So it's totally up to you. You can either play this during you playing a game or doing your homework or something like that. But I just want to say that before you begin. And one last thing, this took me a while, and if you do watch it, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I just hope you enjoy this coolest story of mine. Yeah, see you at the end.
The date is August 9th, 1995, Monday, 83 degrees. We see a man with short brown hair writing down notes on his notebook in his old greasy office with the heat of the summer flying through the air. Then the phone starts to ring. The man picks up the phone. "Hello, this is Noah." It's quiet, then whispers, tiny whispers. "Hello, Noah. This is Jim, and we just got a new lead on an old case about this Freddy's." Noah drives his way to the pizzeria on the scary streets of South Boulevard, full of garbage from the rude high schoolers nearby at the Ridge Community High School. Noah arrives and pulls up as we see Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Noah's partner takes a nap and tells Noah to wake him up at 6. With the smell of young children, metal, grease, pizza flying through the air, Noah knows he's here. He looks inside the window, seeing chairs stacked up, all looking normal. Then he sees the stage. But a car interrupts and pulls in. A man comes out and welcomes Noah to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. They shake hands and exchange names. "Hello, I'm Samuel, the manager of this establishment, and you must be the detective they sent to check this place out?" "Yes, I am. I'm Noah. Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you too, but sadly we have closed down shop a year ago due to some problems, and we only open up during rental parties, like our old sister location. But let's not worry about our problems. Let me just bring you inside and show you around." Samuel grabs his keys out of his pocket and opens the front door. They both walk in. Samuel walks right through the tiny hallway, but Noah stops and reads the newspaper on the wall, saying, "5 children are now reported missing, suspect convicted." 5 children are now linked to the incident at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where a man dressed as a cartoon mascot lured them into the back room. While the suspect was never found, the bodies themselves were never found either. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has been fighting an uphill battle ever since to convince families to return to the pizzeria. It's a tragedy. Noah moves on and walks in the building with his eyebrows raised up in mystery. Noah stands in the party room, all the while Samuel sets up the power in the parts and service room. Noah looks around, seeing all the garbage, soda cans, and pizza crust everywhere. On the floor, and even some pizza sauce on the ceiling. Noah turns around, seeing the stage, with red curtains blocking what's inside of it. Noah grabs part of the curtain and pulls it to the side, seeing a tall animatronic bear with short fluffy fur. But it's looking down since the power is off, and its eyes are dim and dark. Noah pulls the other side of the curtain to the end and sees another animatronic. But this is a bunny, standing taller than the other, with long ears and short purple fur. Samuel comes back with dust all over him and sweat all over his neck. "Thank you, sir, for coming at such a short notice. I'm sure you are very busy. I appreciate it. So, we have been getting lots of complaints about the smell, not just from our own and the food, but the animatronics mainly. All 4 of them." "There are 4 of them?" Noah says surprisingly. "Yes, we have 4 animatronics. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, of course. But we do have old suits in the back. But we're selling them off. We already sold our old security puppet and old Fredbear too. But we haven't yet sold that yellow bunny. Spring bunny, sorry. Yet it's just the smell. It's horrendous. Just because of the old rubber decomposing or whatever. And no matter what we do, we can't get rid of it. It's just there. So we just put them in the back room and just sealed it off with some wood. We're planning to fully seal off the room because we don't need that room anymore. Too much extra space just for a little establishment, you know? And that's only used for rental parties. And of course, we're not going to throw it away. We still need it to sell it, you know? You know? "Let me see all 4 of these animatronics," Noah says as he looks back up at Freddy. "Okay, well, these 2 are Freddy and Bonnie. They're both in great condition, not just for partying and dancing, but to even walk. You know, they didn't always walk. Just one day back in '86, they just stopped and started being weird, making weird noises, and starting to be more active and aggressive during the night." "They walk?" Noah says. "Yes, but they only walk during parties and sometimes at night, you know, so they don't lock up." Noah gives Samuel a weird face. Samuel looks down, biting his thumb. "Damn engineers. I know. It's just how they built the machine. It's weird. But I'm getting carried away. Let me go and show you Chica." They both walk down to the parts and service room. On a flat table sits an animatronic, but it's the inner body. It's the endoskeleton. The outer shell is on a shelf. It's a yellow chicken with a bib saying "Let's eat." Samuel puts his hand on the robot. Now, you're probably wondering, why is Chica out of her suit? Well, you see, she's been eating lots of pizza, and it's messing up her insides. Nah, I'm just joking. But the teens from the high school nearby have been breaking in and ruining everything in here. Samuel looks down. "We had a security card, but he went missing. And after that, we had Mike, but we had to let him go due to him tampering with the animatronics. And he just smelled like roadkill. I can even smell him now. Ugh. So now we're looking for a new night guard." Noah looks around the parts and service room, looking at all the extra robot parts and junk, and even sees a jar full of broken eyes from old animatronics. "So, you said that there's 4, says Noah. "Oh yes, follow me." They both walk out and go to a thin, large stand with curtains blocking what's inside it. You see, Foxy is more active than the others. He likes to play shows for all the kids and even plays tag sometimes, but you have to ask me first so I can get him set up. Samuel pulls 2 quarters out of his pocket and puts it in the machine. The curtains move to the side and a pirate music plays. Then a tall fox starts to dance and sing along with the music. But after a minute, he stops and the curtains close. "Well, that was a show," says Noah in a sarcastic tone. "Right, let me bring you to the office." They both walk down a long, narrow hallway. Samuel swipes a card, opening the door, but this door is a metal door, and it goes up, almost like a trap for a mouse. They both walk in the office. It's dark, with the only light coming from the monitors. Samuel falls back on the chair, crosses his legs, put his hands behind his head. "Well, this is the office. We just watch over everything so the kids don't get hurt," says Samuel. Noah looks at the monitors, seeing Freddy's head up, looking at Foxy's cove. Noah looks at Samuel and crosses his arms and starts walking in circles around Samuel. "So, I got a lead a week ago about this place. So I did my research. There was a murderer in '86 that first killed a little girl called Charlotte Emily. A month later, 4 more children died, and we assumed this was done by the same person because of the same weapon used and the purple fuzz left behind from possibly purple gloves. After that, the creators of Freddy's left and sold the franchise because of both of their children dying at Freddy's. But when they sold the Freddy's brand, 5 more children died, but the bodies were never found. So, the new Freddy's moved and made a smaller establishment 3 years ago. And now, 3 years later, the purple murderer came back and possibly killed your night guard 2.5 weeks ago. And the purple murderer has also been seen around the elementary school on Pimento Street and Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Now, have you seen this man before? Possibly wearing purple gloves and a purple mask, Samuel? Samuel shakes his head and looks down. I have not, but I have seen the purple fuzz on the animatronics when washing them before. Man, it's just getting crazier by the days. Samuel looks up and wipes the sweat off his head and looks at the glaring light shining into his eyes. I want to know the original owners and the construction workers of Freddy's. Do you still have the papers? Said Noah. Oh yes, I do. Here. In one of these drawers. Here, let me get them. Samuel opens up some rusty old drawers, looking for the papers. All the while, Noah walks around, looking at the pizzeria and seeing all the old photos on the walls. One of the photos shows a pink fox and a little wooden robot boy and a puppet. Another photo shows a big yellow robot bear and a man looking at something off camera. Noah looks at the tables and chairs, seeing where they are all placed, seeing all the dust build up on the floor, and even finds a pencil. He picks up the pencil. It's metal. And the eraser is a button. Noah pushes down on the button. Lead comes out the other end. He pushes it again. The lead goes back in. Noah puts the pencil in his pocket. Noah visits the kitchen, seeing all the unused pots and pans with dust filling up. Then, he opens up all the drawers, seeing what's in them. And he finds out that all the forks and knives are missing. Noah looks at the ground. and sees gum, newspaper magazines of women, and a wallet. Noah picks up the wallet, but nothing is inside of it, so he puts it in a pot and walks off. Noah walks back down the hallway to the office. He sees a clock. It says 7 p.m. "So, did you find anything?" says Noah. "No, I did not, and I swear, I put it in there. I even remember me putting it in there." Samuel is stunned and rubs his head. "Maybe the teenagers took it?" Samuel says, looking at Noah. Noah bites his tongue in frustration. Noah glances over and sees a clock in the office saying 8 p.m. Noah's partner, Carter, barges in and talks to Noah. "Noah, it's already 8:20 p.m. We have been here for 5 hours, and I didn't even eat yet. And you know I get hungry after my long naps, and when I'm hungry I get angry. So let's get out of here and report back, and then I can go home and eat something. Come on, pal." "I'm staying," said Noah. "You can go. I will report later when I'm finished." "Roger that. See ya." And Carter walks out in a rush and slams the doors. Samuel looks at Noah and says, "You're staying?" "Yes. You said you needed a night guard, right? So I can keep watch for this week. Correct?" "Okay, yes. Thank you so much. I really need this," Samuel says. "I will repay you later. Thank you so much. Well, actually, since it's 8 p.m., I actually gotta go. I have big business to take care of back home. So I'll see you later. Thank you, sir." "Call me Noah." "Not sir." "Got it." As Samuel is walking out the doors, he yells, "Oh yeah, I forgot. There are training tapes in the office for new people, and there is a voice messaging system for you to help. It's kind of outdated, but it will do. Again, thank you so much. This does help a lot." Samuel throws the keys to Noah, and Samuel walks out, but Noah leaves the doors unlocked and does not lock them. Noah walks to the office, but he stops and looks at Freddie and Bonnie. He looks at Bonnie, at his eyes. Both of Bonnie's eyes are closed, almost like he is sad. But something square is inside his head. Noah reaches his hand out to open up his head to grab the square thing, but Noah stops and decides to look at it later. Noah walks it off. Noah walks to the parts and service room and turns on the rest of the power for the cameras to turn on. Noah walks through the narrow hallway, looking at the clock one more time and seeing all the pictures around. He goes into the office and closes the door, pulling down a switch. He sits down in the leather chair and slides his way over to the desk and looks at the cameras. But a flashing red light coming from a phone blinks. Noah reaches his arms out and presses the button. Play.
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll do fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced, blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children and we need to show them a little respect, right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up if they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know? Now, concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death. The only parts of you that would likely see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth when they pop out the front of the mask. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary. Gotta conserve power. Alright, good night.
Noah leans closer to the cameras to see if the animatronics have moved, but all of them are normal, standing still like scarecrows. Noah sees a monitor saying power 389%. So, that must be my power, huh? I guess I better not use it all. Noah takes the glasses off of his forehead and wipes some dust off of them. Noah is silent, thinking about something in his head. Then he gets out of his chair and looks in the drawers that Samuel looked in before, finding some kid drawings, old papers, and wrappers, and 3 training tapes. Noah grabs one and wipes the dust off it, looking at it, saying, "Training tape 2, Chica." Noah puts the VHS tape in the TV and starts playing it. The tape plays a man telling you how to put together Chica and how she works. While that's playing, Noah looks at the cameras, seeing if the animatronics have moved. Then a voice.
I love to play in water.
Noah looks at the TV, seeing the man still talking about the robot. Noah shrugs it off.
But I can't swim.
"Hello?" Noah says. "Who's talking to me? Is anybody there?" Noah springs up from his chair. It's quiet.
I can't breathe.
Noah starts yelling, "Do you need help?" Noah looks down the left hallway. Then he looks down the right hallway, but it's nothing. Is this a joke? If so, come out. I won't hurt you. The VHS stops playing. Noah walks to it and pulls out the VHS. It's burned. Then he looks at the cameras, seeing Bonnie and Chica standing in the lobby. Noah's in shock. And how these huge robots can even move on their own. But Chica, she's in her exosuit. Noah is stunned. and just stares at the camera. But he yells one more time, "Is anybody there? If this is a joke, please cut it out. If not, I can help you." Noah hears talking in the lobby 50 feet away. Noah looks down the right hallway, grabs his flashlight, and walks down. It's dark. The flashlight is very dim, and the rats are crawling in the walls. Noah makes it to the lobby and sees Chica standing in the dark, but Bonnie is nowhere to be seen. Noah looks at Chica, wondering how she got in her suit, but then he hears whispers of a little girl crying. Noah turns his head, seeing where the sound is coming from, but it's just dark emptiness. But then Noah puts his ear on Chica's chest and listens. Noah backs up from what he heard. Is it a pulse? Noah starts walking backwards to the office. Chica stands still, looking at Noah's eyes. Noah walks back to the office, but he trips, losing grip of his flashlight and falling to the ground. He grabs the flashlight, but the batteries have fallen out. Noah presses the button, closing the door with a loud thud. Noah goes to the left door and closes it as well. Noah sits down with his hand on his head, sweat starting to fall. Was that a pulse I heard? Where were the whispers coming from? Noah keeps his calm and looks at the camera, seeing that Bonnie is in parts and service, and Chica is in the kitchen now. Noah goes back in the drawers, grabbing another VHS tape. Cooking, Part 1. Noah plays it on the TV, but it's glitched out, only showing static. So Noah puts it back in the drawer and grabs the other VHS tape. Record Save 2.2. He puts it in the TV, but it's just static. But then it starts playing audio.
Hello? See, I told you your first night wouldn't be a problem. You're a natural. By now I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them. They even started retrofitting them with some of the newer technology, but they were just so ugly, and the smell. So the company decided to just go in a whole new direction and make them super kid-friendly. Those older ones shouldn't be able to walk around, but if they do, the whole Freddy head trick should work on them too, so whatever. I love those old characters. Did you ever see Foxy the Pirate? Oh wait, Foxy. Oh yeah, Foxy. Hey listen, that one was always a bit twitchy. I'm not sure if the Freddy head trick will work on Foxy. If for some reason he activates during the night, and you see him standing at the far end of the hall, just flash your light at him from time to time. Those older models would always get disoriented with bright light. It would cause a system restart or something. Come to think of it, you might want to try that on any room where something undesirable might be. It might hold him in place for a few seconds. That glitch might have carried over to the newer models too. One more thing, don't forget the music box. I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere. I don't think the Freddy mask will fool it, so just don't forget the music box. Anyway, I'm sure it won't be a problem. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Noah stops and thinks about what the man said. Noah looks at his flashlight, seeing the batteries have fallen out. Noah sits on the chair, looking at the camera. But he's been thinking about something. What happened before? Was it my heart beating? Or was it some robot part in the robot? Noah takes out a small notebook and writes some notes down. Robots walk. Don't like the flashlight. Music box. Puppet. Yellow rabbit. There is one more tape left, so Noah grabs it and puts it in.
Hello. For today's lesson, we will be continuing our training on proper suit handling techniques. When using an animatronic as a suit, please ensure that the animatronic parts are tightly compressed and fastened by the spring locks located around the inside of the suit. It may take a few moments to position your head and torso between these parts in a manner where you can move and speak. Try not to nudge or press against any of the spring locks inside the suit. Do not touch the spring locks at any time. Do not breathe on the spring locks, as moisture may loosen them and cause them to break loose. In the case that the spring locks come loose while you are wearing a suit, please try to maneuver away from populated areas before bleeding out, as to not ruin the customer experience. As always, if there is ever an emergency, please go to the designated safe room. Every location is built with one extra room that is not included in the digital map layouts programmed into the animatronics or security system. This room is hidden to customers, invisible to animatronics, and is always off camera. As always, remember to smile. You are the face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Noah takes more notes on his notebook. Robots walk. Don't like the flashlight. Music box. Puppet. Yellow rabbit. Using animatronics as suit. Spring locks. Extra room. Noah looks around in the drawers, but it's just dust and nothing. He closes it and looks at the cameras again. When Noah switches his camera to the right hallway camera, he sees Bonnie standing still. Noah remembers seeing a box in Bonnie's head, so Noah walks to the right hallway, but it's dark and quiet. Noah finds Bonnie standing in the middle of the hallway. Noah takes a closer look at Bonnie and sees the box in Bonnie's head. Noah gets closer, and it's a VHS tape. But Noah decides he's gonna need some light first, so he can get it out. So, he goes to the parts and service room, and Noah traverses his way through the tables, remembering where they were all placed before, so he doesn't get hit or knocked down by them. He makes it to the parts and service room. He opens up the door and flicks a switch to turn on the light, but the light is flickering like a strobe light, and for every 5 seconds the light is just off. Noah looks through some old dusty boxes looking for some useful batteries. Noah sees a box on the top shelf saying power. Noah reaches up and grabs the box, but he stops and stares at the box. It's not dusty. The other boxes were old and dusty and gross, but this is new. Noah opens the box and looks inside of it. And there's batteries and a VHS tape. Noah grabs the VHS tape and looks at it. It says Spring Trap. Noah puts the VHS in his coat sleeve and grabs some batteries and puts them in the flashlight. Noah puts the box back, but when he puts it back up there, the light breaks and it's dark, pitch black. Noah turns on his flashlight and walks past the broken glass on the ground. He makes it to the lobby, but his flashlight is so dim, Noah can barely see anything. He points his flashlight at the stage, and only Chica and Freddy are standing. Noah's about to go by Chica, but a loud thud in the darkness erupts.
Noah points his flashlight where the sound comes from, but he sees nothing. Then he hears walking, but Noah sees nothing. It's just barely visible, only tables and chairs. Then,
"Ugh, you want to play fox and mouse with me?"
says a mysterious voice from the darkness. Noah looks around. Is that you, Foxy?
"Sink me, you do? Well, Godspeed, laddie."
Then the voice starts to run, metal hitting the floor. It's fast. Noah moves his legs back to the hallway, to the office, but then his arm gets cut by a sharp hook. Blood flies. It's deep. Noah falls to the ground and screams in pain. My name is Noah Smith. I work for the running stops. Then he runs back at Noah. Noah gets up as fast as he can in a rush. Blood falls to the ground, his arm covered in blood. Trying to stay conscious, he runs to the office, but Noah hears running behind him. It's getting closer and closer. Noah falls down on the ground. Blood spills, but Noah remembers something, and he gets up, making it to the office. He presses the button, closing the door, slamming it shut. The thing outside of the door slams on it with a metal hook, then it walks away. Noah looks at the cameras, seeing Foxy walk away in the right hallway. Noah can barely stand and falls back on the chair. Noah pulls up his sleeve, seeing the wound. He grabs the water on the desk and pours it on his arm, washing the blood away. Noah rips a part of his shirt and wraps it around his arm, making sure it's tight. Noah picks up the phone and calls 911, but he hears nothing. He does it again, and nothing. Noah puts his head down and wonders why Foxy would attack him. And then he wonders. Then he looks at his notes. Robots walk. Don't like the flashlight. Music box. Puppet. Yellow rabbit. Using animatronics as a suit. Spring locks. Extra room. He writes down Foxy can hurt. Noah calms down, wiping the sweat off of his head, and pulls out the VHS. He looks at it again. It says Springtrap. He puts it in the TV and presses play.
Hello? This is just a reminder of company policy concerning the safe room. The safe room is reserved for equipment and or other property not being currently used and as a backup safety location for employees only. This is not a break room, should not be considered a place for employees to hide and or congregate. And under no circumstance should a customer ever be taken into this room and out of the main show area. Management has also been made aware that the Spring Bonnie animatronic has been noticeably moved and would like to remind employees that this costume is not safe to wear under any circumstances. Thank you, and remember to smile. You are the face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Noah writes his notes. Robots walk. Don't like flashlight. Music box. Puppet. Yellow rabbit. Using animatronics as a suit. Spring locks. Extra room. Foxy can hunt. VHS tapes. The safe room. Spring Bonnie. Noah rips pieces of paper from his notebook and puts them on the desk, writing the notes down that he has found. He draws little lines, leading them all together, trying to connect the dots. I think it's time I figure this out. He connects the dots to Music Box and the puppet, and how it belongs to one of the old locations. And then he connects the dots to Yellow Rabbit and Spring Bonnie, being the same animatronic. and being one of the first animatronics ever made. And maybe spring locks connect to it too? Then he connects that the extra room here is actually the safe room that the man mentioned, and that the spring Bonnie animatronic is in the safe room. And then he connects the dots that the old animatronic suits can be used as wearable costumes, but the new animatronic suits cannot be weared, for they are just robots. But since the new suits are just robots, they are able to walk on their own. But for some reason, they are disturbed by flashlights. So Noah tries to put it all together. So, back in 1983, the creators of Freddy's made Freddy Fazbear's Family Diner. But the animatronics in the location are wearable costumes called Springlocks, and are very dangerous. But one day, one of the creators' child dies from an animatronic, and the other creator's child dies from the purple murderer. So, they both sold their franchise to new owners, and these new owners made Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. After this, there was the missing children's incident where 5 children died from the same murder that killed one of the creator's child. After that, a few more murders happened, but then the murderer disappeared, and the Freddy Fazbear's brand went downhill, not just from the murder, of course, but from accidents. So they made this smaller location that I am in now, and now the murderer is back around the same location, and now we come back here. Noah looks at his arm. So, how did the animatronic hurt me? Is it something wrong with its program? Or is something messing up its system? I know that it's an old robot, but why would Foxy attack me like that? It must be a malfunction, right? Then Noah wonders if the other animatronics can hurt him, and starts to worry a little bit. But Noah looks at the VHS tapes, all 4 of them. These 3 came in this box. One of them was a tutorial about the animatronics. The other was an old phone call, and the other one was also an old phone call. And this 4th one was in the parts and service room. But it's all out of order. One is older than the other, talking about the place in possibly 1983. Then Noah remembers about the VHS in Bonnie's head that Noah never got yet. Noah thinks if he should go out there by Bonnie. What if Bonnie hurts me? What if he attacks me just like Foxy did? Why didn't the other animatronics attack me before? What's the part in the story that I'm missing? Noah thinks back. Children died from murder, but they never caught the murderer. He was disguised as one of the animatronics. Must have been Spring Bonnie. And then the children died, but the bodies were never found. What did he do to the bodies? Where are the bodies? Where are the missing children? Noah looks at the camera. The camera is pointing at the lobby, and Chica and Bonnie are standing there. Noah puts his head down in frustration. Then he lifts it back up and sees Chica's mouth moving up and down, like it's talking. Noah looks closer at the monitor and sees Bonnie's mouth moving. Noah turns off the fan on the desk to make it quieter and listens to the quiet restaurant. He hears rats in the walls eating at the wires. He hears that it's starting to rain. He remembers that for this next week there's going to be an unexpected huge storm coming. Then he hears whispers. It's him. He did hurt. Don't cry. It hurts. Noah can barely hear the words that are being said, so he walks in the hallway, slowly. He's about to say if anybody is there, but then he hears, "Sister, it's okay. We will get him next time. I am scared and angry. I want to kill. We will. We just need to get him." Noah gets closer and sees the robots are talking in the darkness. Then Noah hears walking. Noah starts to run, but he falls over. Noah hears running. Noah gets up as fast as he can and sprints to the office. He makes it to the office and closes the door. Noah's in shock at what he saw. I thought the murderers were bringing kids from the elementary school here and killing them, but there are no kids. It was the robots talking. I can't think straight. Are the robots broken? Are they saying random voice lines that they have? Like Foxy singing? What's the answer? What is it? Noah falls to the ground, his legs weak, but he grabs onto the desk and lifts himself up. Noah looks at the right hallway on the camera and sees Bonnie by the door. Noah walks by the door and yells, "Who are you? And what is your purpose?" It's quiet. Noah gets a little embarrassed at what he's doing, but he repeats himself, "Who are you? And what is your purpose?" We hear loud banging on the door. Noah backs away. Noah looks at the camera, and Bonnie is gone. Noah takes a look at his notes, and then he looks around the room. He feels the walls and how they are broken. Then he feels the floor and the tiles, and he notices that one of them is loose. He lifts the tile up, and there's a newspaper underneath it saying, "Local pizzeria threatened with shutdown over situation. Local pizzeria Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has been threatened again with shutdown by the health department over reports of foul odor coming from the much-loved animal mascots. Police were contacted when parents reportedly noticed what appeared to be blood and mucus all around the eyes and mouths of the mascots. One parent linked them to reanimated carcasses." Noah slams his hands on the desk and figures it out. The murderer killed the kids and put them in the suits. And the kids haunt the suits like ghosts and monsters. Would that mean that all the animatronics are haunted? Why didn't they escape yet? Noah looks at the cameras, seeing Bonnie in the left hallway, Chica in parts and service, and Foxy in the kitchen, but Freddy is nowhere to be seen. Noah leans back on the chair, wondering, how is this even possible? And why the murderer is back? Without even Noah knowing it, a few hours went by, and Noah survives the hours from the animatronics hunt, and it's already 5 a.m. Noah still wants the VHS in Bonnie's head, so Noah opens the door and starts to walk through the hallway. It's darker than before. Noah makes it to the lobby. It's quiet, and tries to make sure not to make a sound. Then lightning, a huge ball of light, goes flying through the windows, and Noah sees Bonnie standing in the middle of the hallway. Darkness returns, and Noah starts to talk. Demon, Bonnie, I don't want to hurt you, but there's something in your head. I need it. It's a VHS tape. If I could just borrow it from you, that would be great. Noah starts to walk a little forward. Bonnie, if I could help you, if there is any problems. Noah gets closer, reaching his hand out. Lightning strikes again, and Bonnie is gone. But on the floor is the VHS tape. Noah grabs it. It's dark, and the only noise is from the rain outside. But then Noah hears running, metal hitting the ground hard. Noah gets up as fast as he can and tries to run in the darkness, but Noah hits a table recklessly, making loud noises. He trips and falls to the ground, but Noah pulls out his flashlight and points it where the running is, and it stops. Noah backs up to the office and closes the door. Noah looks at the VHS tape, and it says, "Find us." Noah is about to put in the VHS tape in the TV, but he looks at the numbers on one of the screens, and it says power 13%. Noah looks down and thinks, what will happen when the power is off? Will everything just shut down? How does it even work? This place, it's a nightmare. Noah looks at the VHS tape again, and he puts it in the TV and presses play.
A deep-voiced man starts to speak. "Hello there, Henry Stone. If you are hearing this, I am either dead or executing Plan B. Now, why did I send you this? Well, I would like to confess something. I am the one that you call the Purple Murderer, as you people say. So yes, that means I killed your little girl and the other little kids at Freddy's. I won't clarify any further on why. Now, you're probably in shock and probably want to kill me right now. But sadly, I go out on my own terms. You can tell the police this, but you will never find me. I am far from home. Ever since we split up, I have been on the run from fear from what I have done, and I don't know if I can leave. So I may execute Plan B or kill myself. So time will tell. But if you find me, I will kill you. And if someone tries to stop me, I will kill them. My son left me, wanting nothing to do with me, or you. So I told him some hints, and now he's my son again. Oh, Michael, I just want him to die. Man, it's been long since you know what? I'm getting carried away. Let's talk about Plan B. I will for Plan B, I will continue my exploration into hell, finding secrets no god knows about, and become a god myself. But first, I will need to go where Michael is going, and that's home, and kill again. So, this has been William Afton, and this has been my small life. See you in hell, Michael and Henry.
The power in the building turns off, and the door to the sides of the office come up, and all the lights turn off. Noah sits down on the floor and takes out his flashlight and notebook and writes down William Afton, Michael Afton, and Henry Stone. So, I guess it makes sense. The purple murderer killed the kids, put them in the suits, which makes the suits come to life. And Henry and him split up, but the purple murderer had Plan B, and that's why he's back. Noah is starting to figure out the puzzle, but then he hears something. Noah gets up, turns on his flashlight, and tries to run away, but it feels like the wind is pulling him in and can barely run. But Noah makes it to the lobby area and looks around trying to find the exit. He finds it, pulls on the door, trying to escape, but it doesn't budge. Noah turns around, looking at the darkness, hoping. Then he hears walking. 2 steps, 6 steps, more, getting closer and closer. Noah points his flashlight, and we see all 4 of them. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy walking to him. Noah falls to the ground in fear. Then he remembers, and then he yells, "No, I will finish this case." We see rain hitting the ground in the lonely streets of a city. Then we see blood rushing to a drain, coming from a back alleyway. Then we see a young Noah running to the back alley, and then we hear screaming. Noah stands his ground and yells, but then the doors behind him open, so Noah runs out of the restaurant into the rain. Noah gets all wet, and then he falls to the ground. I can't believe I'm out of there. I got out. Noah stands back up, looking back at the restaurant, and then he looks at his notebook. It's wet. His clothes are all wet. His hair is wet. But then Noah remembers something. He remembers back when the incident happened. We see young Noah fall down to the floor, and we see what happened. Noah is in the alleyway, holding a dead body. It's his partner, Carter. Noah yells, "Why him? It wasn't his fault. It's all mine. I trusted that. I killed him. I did this. I'm a fool." Noah looks back at the restaurant, seeing the animatronics through the window. They're just children, trapped. It's not their fault. They must have a conscience. He remembers back when Bonnie gave him the VHS tape. Noah looks down at his wet notebook and puts it back in his pocket. Noah walks back to the restaurant and opens up the door, walking back in. Ghosts? No. Robots? No. People. I don't want to hurt you. I want to help you. I want to catch this murderer. I want to catch him too. But I need your help first. You need to trust me. Because I trust you. And I need your help. So please, trust me. Mysterious voice talks. Prove it. I walked back in. It's quiet. But then we hear whispers. He hurt me. He burned me with fire. I don't trust him. He is evil, brothers. I want to kill him, but I don't want to. Let me talk. Noah Smith, why did you come here? Noah talks. I am a detective working for the Devonport Police Department, and I heard some news about an old case, and it brought me here, and I think I'm getting closer. It's quiet for a few seconds. Why did you come back in when you could have left? I felt like I had to help you all. Can I ask you questions? How old are you all? It's still dark. Noah can barely see, but he hears whispers and then talking. We are under 10, but we don't remember exactly. Noah looks down. How did you all become like this? We hear crying. A man killed us and it all went black for all of us. We barely remember. Why don't you all leave? Says Noah. We can't. Something is pulling us in. We have unfinished business with the Purple Man, and it makes us mad. Noah grabs his chin. When is the last time you saw the Purple Man? We saw him last Tuesday. We start to hear the whispers getting mad. How many of you are there? Says Noah. We only know 7, but there may be more out there. Noah scratches his chin more. Noah says it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna go back to my office, and I want all of you to stay here. And tomorrow night, I will come back and help you all. But if the Purple Man comes, I will stop him. Just don't hurt me. And Noah raises his hand out into the darkness, and Freddy shakes his hand. Noah walks back to the office, sits down in his chair, taking out his notes and looking at them, knowing what he must do. 6 a.m. comes and the sun comes up, making the clouds gray. The dust has settled and the rain is flying. Noah takes a long nap, dreaming of something. We see Noah and his partner Carter enter a building. They look around all through the building, searching for someone. Noah finds a little homeless boy in one of the rooms. Hey, little kid, are you okay? You hurt? The boy shows Noah his back. It's cut and it's bleeding. The boy says that his father did this to him. Noah brings the boy outside. It's raining even harder. Noah tells Carter to bring the boy to the hospital. I'll stay here looking for that man. It rains harder. Carter drives off with the boy. Noah enters the house and goes to the basement. He flicks the switch and the lights turn on. Noah can't believe what he sees. It's a big, gross, homeless man with a bunch of kids surrounding him. Noah takes out his taser and points it at the homeless man. Sir, are you associated with the taking of these children and making them be your slaves? The homeless man tells all the kids to attack Noah, and all of them take out broken glass, knives, and other sharp objects. The kids punch, cut, stab, slash Noah, blood spilling. Noah tries to shoot the taser, but the kids take it away and shoot Noah with it. Noah shakes fearlessly. He tries to yell and get away, but there are too many kids. But then, Noah reaches for his gun. Knowing this is the only option so he won't die, he pulls out his gun and shoots one of the kids in the stomach. All of the kids back up, worried. Noah looks at the kid. He's shot, and the kid is dead. The homeless man yells louder, pointing at Noah. All the kids attack again. Noah tries to protect himself, trying not to shoot, but he is forced to. Noah shoots the kids. The kids still fight. He shoots them in non-fatal spots, making sure they won't die. But the last kid grabs a kitchen knife and runs at Noah. Noah's leg is cut open. He can barely move or protect himself. With the blood covering his eyes, he raises his gun and shoots the kid. The kid falls to the ground. Noah can barely move, but the homeless man screams and kills himself by slitting his throat with a rusty knife. Noah is weak, but using all of his strength that he has, he's able to walk again. Noah grabs his handheld transceiver and calls for backup. Noah looks at the kids and remembers the kid with Carter. Noah makes it out of the building. He sees smoke in the nearby sky and runs to it. It rains even harder than ever. Noah finds a crashed car smashed in a building. The front door is open with blood on the ground leading to the alley. Then we see blood rushing to the drain, coming from the back alley. Noah runs to the back alley, and then we hear screaming. Noah stands still. The kid from before comes out of the shadows, holding Carter's gun, pointing it straight at Noah's head. Noah has his gun already pulled out, so he puts his gun away. Noah walks a little closer and tells the kid to put down the gun, but the kid still holds it. Noah tries to get closer. Then Noah sees behind the kid. It's his partner Carter on the floor, dead. Noah brings his hand out, trying to tell the kid to put the gun down, but then the kid runs away in the darkness. Noah rushes to his partner, Carter. Carter, are you there, bud? Carter! Carter! Carter's neck is cut open. Blood is all over the ground. Noah yells, "No, I will finish this. I will avenge you, no matter how." Noah wakes up from his nap in a sweat. In the afternoon, Noah grabs all the tapes and evidence he needs. He walks to the animatronics and tells them something, and then he leaves the building, driving off somewhere. Night comes. With a heavy storm, rain hits Freddy's Pizzeria hard. A car pulls into the driveway, the front lights turned off, and then a man comes out and walks to the back of the building. We start to hear pounding, breaking, metal slamming. We start to hear screaming and yelling. The rain hits harder. Then another car pulls in with its front lights off, and a man comes out with a gun. We see what's happening inside Freddy's. All the robots are destroyed, blood of robot parts everywhere on the floor. A man is standing in the lobby with oil all over him. He grabs the head of a fallen over Freddy and rips it off. Blood and oil comes out. The man speaks.
Is that all of them? There's Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica, the chicken. Wait, isn't there 4?
We start to hear running in the shadows. It's Foxy. Then, screaming, Foxy runs at the man with his hook raised up in the sky, but the man grabs Foxy's arm and throws Foxy to the ground. Foxy's in pain and anger. The man punches the robot to death, almost breaking his own arm. But the man rips off Foxy's arm and throws it aside. And the man rips off Foxy's voice box. Foxy lays on the ground, oil surrounding him, and the man stands victorious. The man walks to the kitchen and grabs the wallet out of the pot and puts it in his pocket. The man walks back to the lobby, but he stops and stands still when he sees footprints on the ground, belonging not to the robots, but to someone else. The man bends down, putting his hand on the footprint. Put your hands up or else. A man walks out of the shadows where the footsteps lead. It's Noah. Noah points his gun at the man. The man doesn't put his hands up. Noah looks at the man's hands and he's wearing purple gloves. And then Noah looks at his face. He's wearing a purple balaclava. Put your hands up now, William. The man is surprised. How did you know my name? Must have been Henry, huh? Doesn't matter right now. What does matter is why you're here. William tells Noah,
I am here to help. I just am destroying these killer robots. You see, nothing wrong.
You killed those kids in 1985 using those suits, correct? William whispers, how do you know that? William whispers, I will ask you one more time. Put your hands before Noah can finish. The broken Chica animatronic on the ground starts to move its arm. Noah lets his guard down, and William attacks, punching Noah's arm, making the gun go flying. William brings Noah to the ground, punching him furiously. Noah fights back, kicking William away. They both get up and punch each other. Noah's nose starts to bleed. William lifts his leg up and tries to kick Noah, but he misses. Noah grabs both of William's arms and brings him to the floor. Noah takes out his handcuffs and is about to put them on William, but William grabs a screw on the ground and stabs Noah with it. Noah falls to the ground, and then William grabs Noah's neck and chokes him out on the floor.
I will always kill the ones who try to stop me,
yells William. The purple balaclava comes off, and we see the face of the purple killer. William lifts Noah's head and slams it to the ground. Again, and again, and again. The back of Noah's head starts to bleed. Noah sees the face of William, and then he sees kids.
You said you would protect us. We are bleeding. You said you will finish this. So help me.
Noah moves his arm, looking for something, and then he grabs the metal pen out of his pocket from before and stabs William in the leg with it. William screams, and Noah punches William in the face, moving him away. Noah tries to stand, but he can barely move. William stands up with fire in his eyes and pulls out the metal pen out of his leg. Blood comes out. He throws it to the ground.
So, you had it?
William walks over towards Noah and grabs him by the hair and slams him against the table, slamming harder and faster. Then, Noah falls. Blood, oil, and robot parts everywhere around him. On the floor, lightning strikes outside. William stands taller than before. Blood all over him, making his gloves red and black. William grabs the balaclava and is about to put it on. But then, William hears something. William looks back at Noah. He bends down and grabs the metal pen, lifts it up over Noah's head, and is about to stab him with it. But then, the wind takes it away. Wind comes blowing in. William stands up, looking around. Light, bright light, comes from the parts and service room. Garbage, the junk everywhere on the ground starts to spin in the air. Tables start floating and moving. Lightning from outside hits the ground. Thunder across the sky. William starts to smile and says,
I did this. Demons, come out!
Glass shards and parts of metal start flying at William, stabbing him. William falls.
Speak, my children. Father is back.
We will do as our leader tells us. William can barely stand. William starts to walk backwards, but then a screwdriver flies into his arm. He screams. Noah's body, laying on the ground, tries to move, but he can't. William tries to run away, but falls to the ground. Our leader said he must die, and after she left, we knew we had to kill.
The wind blows William up, slamming him into the ground, making the screwdriver go deeper in his arm. William runs to the extra room, into the shadows. The wind stops. The tables and debris fall to the ground. The light coming from the parts and service room come walking out. It's the 4 children. And they all walk to the extra room, standing outside, about to enter. But then we hear metal hitting the ground. William walks out wearing the old spring Bonnie suit. It's rusted and broken. He can barely even move in the old thing. I stand here before you as your creator, your God. Now kneel down.
No, you're a killer, the kids yell.
You will do as I say, or else.
William tries to scare the children, but the children aren't scared of him. Or else what? The kids say.
Trust me. Take my hand, kids, and you will join my secret club. Just trust me.
William brings his arm out. The kids look at Noah laying on the ground with blood everywhere around him. The kids look back at William. We trust Noah. And they push William away with a gust of wind, pushing him in the secret room, smashing him against the wall. The spring locks activate. William's skin. Blood comes out. William falls on his knees, making the pain worse. He just leans back on the wall and screams as loud as he can. Then the kids enter. There's yelling and screaming. The spring locks break and stab into William's bones. He yells louder. No one can hear him. Noah tries to open his eyes, but all he can see is red. William tries to fight, but he can't move. the kids attack him like he did to them. And then the walls close on each other, closing the entrance to the secret room. William screams one more time before the walls close on each other, but then the walls combine, closing the secret room, leaving William trapped forever.
As the rain falls and the sun rises, and before we knew it, it's day. Noah opens up his eyes. Everything is fixed. The tables are organized. There's no blood or oil on the ground. It's all clean. Noah looks at his arms and body, and there's no marks or wounds. Noah looks at the stage and sees Freddy Fazbear standing. Was it all a crazy dream, says Noah. Noah gets up from the floor, but something falls out of his pocket. It hits the ground. Noah bends over and picks it up. It's a metal pen. Noah puts it back in his pocket. Noah looks at where the secret room would be, but it's just a wall. Noah looks at the lobby one last time, seeing Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy poking out of Pirate's Cove. I will fix this. I will help you all, but you'll just have to wait. I have other business right now. Then he exits the restaurant. There's only one car parked outside. The other is mysteriously gone. A car pulls up. It's Carter, Noah's partner. He gets out of the car and walks to Noah. So, how'd it go in there? Noah looks at Carter. You're gone, aren't you? What? No, I'm right here. I'm your partner, your right-hand man. Why would I be gone? I always come back. Our car pulls in. A man comes out. It's Samuel. So, how'd you do on your first night? Carter disappears into thin air. Were you talking to somebody? Samuel says, as he's walking to Noah. Noah looks at Samuel with a smile. Then, the smile disappears. So, I got some more information about the owners, the old ones. Samuel hands the papers to Noah. Thank you, but do you know what happened to Michael after you fired him? No, I don't. I do not. He was just looking for his father, that's all I know. Noah looks around. He doesn't remember much from yesterday, but he does know one thing. William, Henry, and Michael are still out there. Noah grabs the papers and walks to his car. Sir, wait, aren't you going to be night guard all week? No. But it's only been one night. I know, says Noah. But please, I need your help. What if that purple murderer comes? Noah hands Samuel a note showing his phone number. Call me if anything weird or undescribable happens. What are you doing? Samuel says. Noah walks to his car. I'm going to find William, Henry, and Michael, and I'm going to finish this case. Noah throws the keys to the restaurant at Samuel. Samuel catches them. And Noah gets in the car and drives off. The sun hits the sky, killing the rain. Noah drives off to the unknown. He looks out the window, seeing Carter driving off somewhere else. Then Noah looks at the papers on his seat, saying, "Who are the makers of this Freddy's?" Noah drives off knowing he has to help, knowing this isn't his problem, and that this may not connect to him, but something is calling for him, so he must answer. We see the streets of Devonport, then we see how much bigger this is compared to Noah in his car. Noah turns on the radio, and a man speaks. Just in from our local weather station, a hurricane is starting to form around the east side. And I thought after this storm it would get better. We hear pounding on metal. Then, we see William Afton making something out of metal. We see what he's making. It's almost like a child's face made out of metal. A man walks to William, putting his hand on William's shoulder, saying, "Is it almost done?" "Yes." "You got a name yet?" "Yes. Her name is Circus Baby. And she is a clown, like us. We are not clowns. We're gods. Just look at what we've done. We have transformed life. We control man itself. Come here. I want to show you something." Both the men walk into the shadows. The end of Night 1.
Hello everyone, thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, I don't know how you haven't subscribed. Like why would you watch this whole entire video without saying nice job or something like that? I don't know. Thank you for watching, I guess. If you have any questions, please just comment down below. Now, I've been working on this project for a long time, so of course, this is not the end of Five Nights or Noah's story. But I will be taking a break for a little bit, and I do not have a release date yet for Five Nights Night 2, so you will have to wait. Again, thank you for subscribing. It makes me super happy, and it makes me want to upload more. So thank you for making Five Nights happen. Without the support, this would not happen, and it just makes me keep going. So what's next? Well, I will be working on a commentary about a explanation of Five Nights and the Five Nights movies as a whole and other subjects about FNAF. After that, Five Nights Night 2 will come out, so I believe that's it. Again, thank you, and remember that I will finish this case.